Hello everybody, this is a Lamley showcase of sorts, a Lamley poll. Well, this will serve as our Saturday showcase even though it is Sunday. If you look at all these models in front of you, you know there is one theme to them. These are all the new models from 2018. Not all the new models, only the basic licensed new models. And that is what we are reviewing today for 2018. And just like we did the poll for the best and worst super treasure hunt for the Lamley Awards 2018, down below are links to two polls once again for best new model and most disappointing new model. Now let's talk about that in a little bit as we go through all of these. I have taken all of the licensed new models, all the colors at least introduced in 2018. I want to go through all of these. I want you to pick out the one that you think is best, and I want you to pick out the one that you think is most disappointing. Now, what constitutes best? I guess there's a million things. You could concentrate on the casting. You can concentrate on the deco, the choice, the selection of the model, like, the Lamborghini Pace car, for example, is kind of unique. You name it. You just tell me which of these models introduced is the best, and which one were you most excited for and disappointed by? So let's not just go by worst, because you might say, you know what, I hate BMWs, so I think that was the worst. But what was the one that maybe you were looking forward to that just didn't come through? We'll put it that way. That's most disappointing. So make sure you go down below and vote. But for now, let's walk through all of these. The next video will be all of the new premium models from car culture, entertainment, so on and so forth. That is a whole nother topic because we can't put those together with these. All right, should we walk through these? We have a lot to do. That's going to make this video long. If we don't get to it right now, we've done enough. Let's start with this. I'm going to show you both colors. This is the Corvette C7 Z06 convertible. We saw the Z06 before. Now we have the convertible in this beautiful blue. As you're choosing, you could choose based on the two colors. You could just choose on the casting. I'm just walking through them. I think one thing that's very cool about this particular group of models is there's so much diversity. People say, well, there's a ton of JDM, but look at it and you'll see that there's a lot of different kinds. This is obviously JDM. It is the Nissan Skyline, the 82 Nissan Skyline R30 in that beautiful red panda look, that recolored in gray with the black stripes as well. Headlights part of the window piece. Very cool car. Look, I'm not going to tell you which one is my favorite casting. I'm going to tell you the ones I like, though. Well, I like most of these. You go from Corvette to Skyline to Land Rover Defender. This is the 2015 Land Rover Defender Double Cab. It was nice to see this one introduced. Kind of fits well with some of the Matchbox Land Rovers we have seen. Two colors of that one in tan, and then in this kind of mint green color. I think this one's kind of hit. We've seen it in 2019. That is a 2019 in the kind of the black and gray camouflage, but that's a 19 model. We've also seen this one in 2019, but let's concentrate on its 2018 debut. This is the Nissan Skyline R33. If you remember correctly, this is the GTR R33 designed by Ryo Asada. The R30 came in, I think it was the B case, maybe the A case, and then this one came right afterwards in the B case. I think that's what it was. In blue, I think there's only one generation of Skyline out if you don't count the old print Skylines that haven't been done by Hot Wheels. I wonder if we'll see it. Recolored in purple a little bit later on. This was part of the Then and Now series. If you remember, the Ken Mary Skyline was the Then. I was thinking we'd see it recolored in purple. We never did. So we'll just run with that blue Skyline. But two colors of the R33. Then it goes to Camaro. So Corvette Skyline, Land Rover Skyline Camaro. This is the special edition 2018 Camaro SS, done in a special Hot Wheels deco. This corresponded with the 50th anniversary Camaro that was introduced by Hot Wheels. I think you could actually buy this. Recolored in blue. So many of these Camaros get bunched together that I forgot that this Camaro was actually a recolor of the orange, just because you see that silhouette so much. So two colors of that new model. Back to pure JDM with the 85 Honda City Turbo 2. This is kind of a passion project for Ryo Asada. He loves his Hondas. He loves his Japanese cars. He's from Japan. So the Honda City Turbo with the motorcycle in the back, it's there if you look at the interior. This is also the introduction of the new call it the arrow wheel, disc wheel, whatever you want to call it. And then recolored in black. And it has that classic turbo deco on it. All right, now back to the United States with the Cadillac ATS-V R. This one was such a surprise. We'd seen the Cadillac CTS that they did, and then here they did the ATS-V R, and I think it's just brilliant. I think that huge spoiler looks fantastic. I didn't like this recolor in red as much. It just looked so much meaner in black. But a really cool casting. I hope we see it again. It would be a perfect car culture model too. As is this one, introduced at the exact same time. It is the 2016 Mercedes AMG GT3. We are going to see this in car culture. I hope that's been announced. I think it has. I hope it has. Because I just let it out. That one's coming very, very soon. This one was introduced as part of the Project Car series that we saw. We saw Project Car culture mix, and then this one was in the basic range in gray, recolored in blue. I like those PR5 wheels better than the J5 in this case. I think I like the blue better anyway. But both with the yellow-lipped wheels. All right, back to the U.S. So notice Japan, Euro, U.S., Japan. Now, maybe you friends in Australia, you'd like to see some representation. You got the Holden from Matchbox, so that's cool. This is the 2017 Jeep Wrangler. Monster casting, I think, designed by Phil Reelman. He likes his off-road cars. He did the Rockster. That'll be in the premium new model feature. So this Jeep, big casting, released in two colors, red and green, with those off-road wheels. Then, staying in the U.S. with a very unique casting, the Custom Maverick. I don't think there's a year attached to it. It's the Custom Ford Maverick. This is obviously based on the Maverick casting from a few years ago. But this was done in conjunction with Sung Kang. He did the Fugu Z, right? And then he did this project with some high school kids, I believe. And this was introduced at SEMA 2 years ago. This Maverick, and Hot Wheels said, we'll do it too. See, that U3 is that group of kids that worked on this casting, or worked on the car, the actual car. And then we saw that replica and then recolored in blue. So that's just a nice, I guess, call it a fantasy color. I don't know. All right, back to Europe by way of Magnus Walker. This is the 1971 Porsche 911. Here's the deco. It's definitely, this is actually, I think, a replica of one of Magnus's most signature Porsches. This deco, I think it's appropriate to do it with Magnus. I hope to see this Porsche done in more of a stock color one of these days. Or recolored, kind of reversed from a red hood to a blue hood. Everything else, I think, is relatively the same. And obviously a red base, so reverse color with the Porsche. All right, this one's a bit of an underrated casting. Matchbox-esque in its stock casting, stock color. It is the BMW M2 2016 in that signature, I don't know which is, there's a blue for this, there's a name for it, and I can't remember for this blue. I like it because Hot Wheels put just the front and the rear, nothing else. Sometimes they just put the front on the BMWs or just the rear. This one is done beautifully. Done in a nice proportion. Fits well with the Matchbox BMW 1M, right? So the M2 in two colors, blue and red. All right, we're staying in Europe. Going back to Porsche. Going Gulf, G-U-L-F, with the Porsche 917 LH. Looks really, really nice in Gulf coloring. This was a very cool Porsche to see done by Hot Wheels. They did a nice job with it. And then recolored in white, still with the Gulf coloring. I imagine we'll see that casting all over the place. All right, then back to McLaren. You see we're getting some classic and some, I don't know, just a lot of cool cars. This is the McLaren 720S. Just seems like we're just jumping eras and continents. This is such a nice mix of licensed new models. This one in that signature McLaren burnt orange. You guys know my comments on that one. We'll get to that later. Recolored in white with the J5s. I do like it in white. Do wish the taillights were done. That would break up that white just a little bit. Back to Porsche. How many Porsches have been done? This is the third new model, right? So 3 this year. This is the Porsche 918 Spyder. This is a definite upgrade from the concept from a few years ago. I think this one is far better proportioned. Sits low. Love the black 10 spokes and then recolored in red. Gray is my favorite, but the red looks good too. Hopefully they do a couple more stock colors of that one because I think it's good. Back to the U.S. Mustang. We always have a Camaro. We always have a Mustang. This is a 2018 Ford Mustang GT. Another great silhouette. And I love that they're not afraid to do black wheels. It seems like they wouldn't do them before. Now they will. Black wheels on the Mustang look so good, especially with the blue and also with the red. I love collecting the first editions of these Mustangs as they do them because they do them in these stock decos, which I think are cool. I think that's a stock deco. It looks right. It looks right. Okay. Italy. I mentioned this one is a unique choice. It is the Lamborghini Countach pace car. And the previous Lamborghini Countach was not something to get too excited about, the Hot Wheels casting. This one is a major upgrade. The disc wheels look so good on it, and I love that it's a pace car. Obviously, you're going to see this in a police deco at some point, but it looks great as a pace car. Such a cool choice, and then the recolor in white is awesome as well. And you know what? If you want a stock Countach, you're going to get it in the RLC. Brendan Vituski mentioned that he has worked on one based on that casting that will have the opening doors. All right, this one was such a welcome model. Now, I'll say, as you're choosing your best casting, don't choose this Audi RS6 Avant because it had a Super. Kind of disregard the Super. That is a unique choice that they have done. They've only done it 3 times where a new model is also a Super treasure hunt. But focus on the casting, and I think it's a great one. Audi RS6 Avant in red. So this one kind of you could call it a recolor. This one you could consider a recolor because it is the Super treasure hunt, right? Released at the same time, so call it what you want, but 2 colors of that one. All right, and then these last, here are the only 2 that never got a recolor. I don't know if we're going to see them as like Kmart or anything, but I think that is it. This is the 1987 Dodge D100, done in kind of a rally style, racing style by Brendan Vituski. We need more Dodge trucks, and I think this one looks good. Like classic Dodge trucks. The Ram's fine, but I'm talking about these classic silhouettes. I think that one looks really good. Notice the reverse rake on it, which is awesome. And then that is followed by the Chevy Silverado. This is the 2019 Chevy Silverado Trail Boss monster casting. When I showed this for the first time, I could tell there were so many comments on it. People were really excited about it. I didn't expect it. But your truck people out there, that's a good casting. And then last but not least, finishing up with the Dodge SRT Demon. Actually, it's the Dodge Challenger SRT Demon, more commonly known as the Dodge Demon, released in yellow. The little thin wheels in the front going drag style with this one, and the really, really thick wheels in the back. What I love about this one, and what I think really puts it over the top for me, is that it was also a Zamac, just a raw Dodge Demon. I thought a really great choice. And the only new model this year that went Zamac. So if you look at these models, you've got everything released in the main line as a recolor. You had 1 Super Treasure Hunt. You had 1 Zamac. I don't think we had any Kmart, any Kroger. As far as I know, we did see this Camaro released in kind of a burnt orange as part of the Camaro set to commemorate the Camaro anniversary with Hot Wheels. But that's it. So they stayed basically in the basic range. And there you go. All of the new models from 2018. That makes for a 15-minute video, but I hope you enjoyed reviewing them. Get down there and vote on your favorite. Get down there and vote on the one that you thought was the most disappointing, that kind of bummed you out the most. And I will definitely share the winners very, very soon when I announce the Lamley Award winners. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.